Welcome. Welcome. Oh, guys, welcome to anyone with a moth in their throat. It happens. We're all human beings. And moths? They're just moths. You ever seen a moth flying around and you're like, hey, what's the plan here? You have the power of flight? And this is what you're doing? Where are you going? Looking for more bright lights? Dumbass. I have so many lamps in my house. And how often do you think I just am like, I gotta be over there right now? 0 times. Longtime listeners to the show know that I have a weird problem with birds. It only happens around microphones. I don't know what it is. But when I start rambling, I start to get mad at birds for various reasons. I think I've covered them all by now. But only just now did I realize how angry I am at moths. Here's what I hate. Guys, I'm going to break it down. Here's what I hate. Seeing a moth in my home in the daytime. I think of them as nighttime bugs. They're sleeping all day saying, oh, I can't wait till somebody turns on their porch lights. Then it's my time to come alive. I'm going to fly around that thing, land on it. Oop, too hot. Certainly, I will not learn a lesson because I don't think I really have a brain. It's amazing I've thought this much about it. Oh, well. Can't wait till the daytime when I can hide out in a closet, ruin some clothes. Is it the same moths? See, I've said this before and I'll say it again. There's too many bugs. Too many. Why do we need all of them? I understand there's an ecosystem, circle of life. But that many bugs? Gnats. What are we getting out of that? What frog or toad is getting fat off of gnats? Like if we discontinued the gnat when we roll out the fall line of bugs, is there a frog who's going to be like, oh no, what am I going to do? Eat another goddamn bug, you pig of a frog. Moths? Here's what I'm putting you on notice. You get one thing. Eating sweaters or flying around lights when I'm trying to get in my house. You don't get both. And if I find out that it's 2 different types of moths, there is gonna be hell to pay. Here's what I'm gonna fucking do. I'm gonna get no more of the energy saving bulbs. I'm gonna get the hottest bulb I can find. Then I'm gonna buy so many mothballs, I'm gonna make a giant atomic mothball. I'm gonna smush them together. I don't care if I have to go out and buy Gorilla Glue to get it accomplished. I'll make that mothball. That's a super atomic mothball. I don't care what my house smells like. People will come in like, ugh. What is that? It's the smell of intact sweaters. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spontaneanation with Paul F. Tompkins. I am the second part. This is a show where I invite a special guest onto the program to have a free-form chat with me that is kicked off by a blind question from our previous episode's guest. Then I invite some improviser pals onto the program. We do a narrative improv that is one long story, as opposed to, I should say, it's one continuous story. It's not good to set it up by saying it's a long story. It's one continuous story as opposed to unconnected scenes. And we will probably be pulling details from my conversation with a special guest as fodder for the improv. Don't hold me to that. Sometimes it doesn't happen. And it is all scored on piano by Mr. Eban Schletter. He fell down. He fell down a piano hole. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very excited to have this person here on my show. The star and creator of one of my favorite television programs. Crazy ex-girlfriend. Welcome to Spontaneanation, Rachel Bloom! Rachel, hello.
Thank you. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm in front of the pianist and I'm just watching him work. He's really good.
He's behind you. Does that make you uneasy that you're hearing all of this, but you're not seeing it?
No, because it's how I wish my entire life would be scored.
Haven't you made it that way, though, after a fashion with your creative endeavors on television?
Maybe. Sorry, I just shit myself.
No, sure.
Yeah.
This is a place to do that.
I gathered.
I like to turn the lights way down so people can just relax and lose bowel control.
Man, I gotta say, I was in diapers until I was 4. It's a true story. And so I remember what it's like to shit in a diaper.
Like thinking about it. Like saying, here I go.
Yeah, I remember it. Because what I would do is my father talks to himself on the toilet. Mm-hmm. And basically what I would do is I remember I would shit in my diaper while walking around my room and just talk to myself and my imaginary friends while like actively shitting. But I'd be walking and shitting. And it was great.
Would you try to hide from your imaginary friends what you were doing?
No. Well, I just wasn't acknowledging that I was pooping. Like, I think I was just like, okay, Big Bird, we're going to play a game.
In your mind, did Big Bird know what was going on?
I think I just wasn't. We were in a different scenario.
Sure.
We were in a different
Let's get back to your dad for a second.
Yeah.
What was he saying to himself?
Okay, so here's the thing. My house was very echoey. So my dad on the toilet.
Sounds like a terrible place for all that was going on in there.
Yes. And my dad still does this. He talks to himself on the toilet and he's practicing because my dad's a healthcare lawyer. He does a lot of speeches. And I can't tell if he's doing it to make me and my mom laugh or if he's actually talking to himself. But like you'll hear him on the toilet go like, well, it's the time to go, the legislation, the state of Cal. And you'll hear him do that. But he's so loud that I think he's doing it to make us laugh. I can't tell. And then this is definitely a bit. I can't, sometimes with my dad, and everything with my dad is I can never tell whether or not it's a bit. Like he told me when I was a kid, our house was haunted. And I never knew if it was
great thing to tell a kid.
Yeah, it's a great thing to tell a 4-year-old. Didn't have any effect on me at all.
Guess what? I'm not getting rid of this diaper anytime soon.
Yeah.
I gotta be ready to move.
Yeah, he told me that the toilet was to the spirit world and the ghosts would eat my poop and it would make them stronger. So no, he didn't tell me that. But wouldn't that be an amazing reason for me to stay in diapers? I had this book as a kid when they were trying to potty train me called Prudence. Do you remember these books? It was like there was a Prudence one for girls and then I forget what the guys one. But it's like
that sounds familiar.
It's like a little boy and girl like learning how to go poop in the potty and at the end she learns to go poop in the potty and she goes bye bye wee wee bye bye poo poo. And like to this day, I'll hear my dad go, bye-bye wee-wee, bye-bye poo-poo. But like, I think it's a joke to make us laugh, but I also can't tell.
Oh, I pray that it's a joke.
My dad just has a really absurd sense of humor. Like my dad has a birthmark under his eye and like, growing up, all of my friends would be like, what's that under your eye, Mr. Bloom? And I can't tell if it like actually offended him or if he just wanted to fuck with people. And I remember one time he was like, I got it in an explosion in Vietnam. And he told that to a 3-year-old. And he's just like, yeah, I was in Vietnam and my dad was never in Vietnam. And I just remember like the kid's father having to explain like, well, what the Vietnam War was and there was an explosion. He just says weird shit. One time we were in New York. I haven't thought of this in years. We were on an elevator in the Marriott Marquis in New York City on a trip to New York when I was 11. And my dad and I basically improvised a scene together. We're on this long elevator ride with a bunch of other tourists. And my dad's telling me to do something. And I went, whatever, you're not my real dad. And he goes, well, you know what? Your real dad's in jail. And I was like, yeah, but he's still better than you. And we just like made this shit up in front of everyone. And everyone got so quiet on the elevator. It was really fun. He's a real silly guy.
He sounds like
He's
real
a
silly.
really, really silly guy.
Well, that brings me to this question. What's your favorite Prince song?
Oh, Purple Rain.
It's a good one.
It's like, sometimes you're just like not 100%. It's like, it's that a Prince song? So it's like, I'm going to pick the one that I know is a Prince song. It's Purple Rain. You have to, I only listened to show tunes until I was 20 years old. So
Really?
I am just now catching up to music. Really?
When your friends would talk to you about popular music, when it would come up, if you'd be
They wouldn't, because I hung out with only
Right.
like drama kids, and we would just talk
so
about show tunes.
even in the car, hanging out, the music on the stereo would be
Yeah.
show tunes.
Yeah, and I also loved pop music because like everyone else is in, pop music is just like it permeate, like it's at the school dances, it's on the radio,
Yeah.
and which is why now my natural tastes are towards like musical theater and pop music, and even when I'm listening to like indie bands, I naturally gravitate towards bands or singer-songwriters where the lyrics are really clear because I got so used to that listening to musical theater.
Yeah.
And it's why I like, someone like Ben Folds or Courtney Barnett, where like it's still very like lyric centered.
Yes.
And it's not like drowned out in that kind of like indie rock doesn't really matter what I'm playing, There's just no diction. The only exception is I love Arcade Fire, and then I just no one knows what they're saying.
I don't think they even know half the time.
Hey.
Rachel, what were then did you have cultural blind spots because of this?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember some of the bigger ones?
I mean, they still happen. Like,
Right.
oh my God. What
Was
it?
Prince one of those?
I don't like blinds. No, I know his. I knew his songs.
like the hits.
I know the hits. Here's the thing: is I didn't recognize that they were Prince.
Right.
I knew them, but I didn't know that they were like Prince. But like, it comes up all the time. Like, I'm like trying to even remember. Like, it just comes up constantly. Where it's like, the thing is, a lot of the time I'll lie.
Of course.
And someone will be like,
course.
"Oh, you know that Pearl Jam song?" And I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I love the drum kick on that." Because I know enough about music.
So wait. So
Yeah.
you not only lie,
Yeah.
of course I know that song.
Yeah.
You make up a detail about it.
Oh yeah, and I'm just like, I just love like da-da-ba-da, and like they think I'm legit, especially because like I have a musical TV
this
show.
works?
It kind of works, yeah. I mean, my friends at this point know that I don't know things, but like
Right.
when I'm in polite company, I'll just nod my head and be like, oh yeah, no, yeah, the Rolling Stones, yeah. It's like, Rolling. No, I know the Rolling Stones, but it's the type of
Rolling
thing
Stones.
where it's like I know I don't attribute to the song to the Rolling Stones. It's horrible. And I have a real sense of music. It's just. It's really embarrassing. Is there? Can you? What's a thing that you got into, or you were kind of like? It was a revelation to you, an artist or a song or something that was old news to everyone else. Talking Heads. I got into Talking Heads in college, and I was like, this is amazing. And I got into Talking Heads because the guy I was in love with was into Talking Heads, and his MySpace picture was of David Byrne, and I was like, I'm going to get in his head. And then I listened to, oh my God, it's Talking Heads. It's the one with Pulled Up, Psycho Killer. It's like is it Talking Heads 77? I think it's Talking Heads 77.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, anyway.
I don't know the title of the album. I don't know what you mean.
It blew my mind. And I was like, oh my God, they're so good. And that's really what opened up. And then I started listening to the Ramones and like really just playing like fast catch up on like, non-musical theater can be really cool. Right. No, it's embarrassing. I remember I was on the sketch group in college and everyone was like, who wants to go see Gorillas? And I was like, Gorillas? What?
Are we going to the zoo?
Spelled with a Z. And then I heard Gorillas and I was like, oh, music's great. It's just there's so much music. I feel the same way about fashion, kind of. There's so many fashions. There's so many clothes. There's so much music. I don't know what to listen to. I get overwhelmed.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
And I think that's like everyone.
I think it's the divide between wanting to know what is going on and wanting to find things that you like. Where it's like it's nice to just discover things and not have to worry. So I catch myself all the time thinking, like realizing I don't need to know what that is. It doesn't. I know that that's a thing that everyone's talking about right now, but I don't need to seek this out, digest it so then I can on Twitter follow some conversation between two strangers about this thing.
Right. Yes, it's different for me because I am doing a musical show.
Right.
And so it's like I should have a sense of all the genres, which I
And you're mimicking several genres.
Which I do. And the thing is, I do have a sense of genre. And once I immerse myself in a genre, I'm like, oh, got it. These are the things. This is the this is the pattern that we're going to follow. This is the template. But I feel the same way, right? Where it's like, at a certain point, I just have to acknowledge, like, other people might like this, but I'm not going to like it. Like, one of my good friends who writes music on the show, he was like, you got to listen to Tame Impala, this indie band. And so I did the thing.
It's not tame.
It's Tame Impala.
Like an impala, the animal.
Yeah, but it's tame.
It's tame.
And I listened to it, and like I understand why they're good. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But I downloaded like all their albums because I was like, I am going to be a fan of Tame Impala. I'm going to know an indie band that other people do not know.
Right.
I'm going to be that person.
That's
and then
right.
I was like, I just can't get into Tame Impala. And I was like, Jack, I'm sorry, man. I can't get into Tame Impala. And he's like, that's fine. But I made such an effort to get into Tame Impala, and I'm so proud that I can say Tame Impala, and other people will be like, I've never heard of them, and I'll be like, boom! I'm cool.
You got what you needed.
I got what I needed from it. And then I just turn on Sunday in the Park with George again. Like, and I'm just like, red, orange. I'm just like, fuck it.
Rachel Bloom, thank you for being here.
Thanks.
What a delight to speak with you.
Oh, it's delightful to speak with you, too.
I have a great picture of you that I have to find in every once in a while I think, I got to find that picture of you backstage. We did the Apple Sisters show together.
Yeah, you put it on Instagram, I think, right?
Did I? Maybe I did.
I think you did put on, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was
such a cool picture.
Yeah, the moment you were about to enter, a curtain was pulled and there's the light from the stage hitting you.
I drank water wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to very quickly take Rachel to the hospital. On the way over, we're going to get a location from her. And when we return, you are going to meet our improvisers. All this and nothing else when Spontaneanation returns. This episode of Spontaneanation is sponsored by CISO. CISO, the all-comedy ad-free streaming TV service made for the serious comedy nerd. That doesn't mean someone who's serious all the time and they are a nerd about comedy. It means they're like, it's important to them. Comedy's important to them. It's important, guys. It's important to some people. These serious comedy nerds, it's important to them. Let's say you love the TV show Community. Let's say you love the show Rick and Morty. Let's say you love both of those shows. Let's say you like one, don't like the other. I'm not going to name names. If you are in one of those camps, you have to watch CISO's new original series, Harmon Quest. Harmon Quest is a comedic, improv, animated live-action journey into the hilarious world of fantasy role-playing with Dan Harmon and his comedy companions. It stars Dan Harmon, the creator of Community and Rick and Morty, Spencer Crittenden, Aaron McGathy, and Jeff B. Davis. This show is like nothing else you'll see on TV, streaming or anywhere else. So it's not like anything you'll see on TV, on a TV network. It's not like anything you'll see that's streaming. It's not like anything you'll see in the reflection of a rain puddle. Sometimes there's shows in there. Dan Harmon and his team embark on an epic adventure of dragon slaying and chivalry as they attempt to save the world from evils and so forth. Fondue Zubag, the role-playing character played by Dan Harmon, Bone Weevil, Jeff Davis, and Bureau Shift, played by Aaron McGathy. They find themselves stumbling through mystical lands and treacherous monster-filled caves. Caves are not big. Now, a lot of caves are small. Imagine they're filled with monsters. Oh my God, the horns. Do you hear that? I'm in New York, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's like. Speaking of monsters, this is a city of them. So they're all on a quest to defeat the evil heralds of the Manticore. This is fantasy role-playing. Do you see? It's fun. Each episode features a new celebrity comedian guest who joins their heroic quest, like the 18-year-old monk Deepak Chopra, played by Chelsea Peretti, who kind of seeks vengeance because her village was destroyed, or Dildo Bob Pelt, veteran role player Thomas Middleditch from Silicon Valley, who's also after the heralds of the Manticore, blows smoke from his magical pipe in very interesting shapes. Or me. I was on the show. I didn't make the ad. Meaning I didn't write the ad, and I also didn't warrant inclusion. But I was on that first fucking episode, motherfuckers. You can watch every episode of Harmon Quest on CISO now. Go to CISO.com and use promo code HarmonQuest
to get 2 months free. Yeah. It's an extra month on top of the already free trial. CISO is stacked with new original comedies, classic series, and loads of stand-up specials, and they have every episode of SNL, the entire Monty Python catalog, and so much more, including bajillion-dollar properties, another show that I'm on. Start your free trial today. Guys, I don't think I steer you wrong on a regular basis. Trust me on this. Get in on CISO now. I love you.
Welcome back. You didn't go anywhere, and neither did we. Guys, it is time to meet our friends from the world of make pretends. Sitting across from me, returning to the show for who knows how many times. A bunch.
A Google.
A Google of times. We just heard her live at Largo with our friends Colleen Smith and Gary Anthony Williams. And our guest was Grantley Phillips. We all had a great time. Stephanie Courtney.
Woo!
Oh, she started.
Yeah.
I'm staring at the other players.
He's staring at people and applauding for herself.
Yep.
Stephanie, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
How have you been?
I'm very well.
I'm glad to hear it.
I had, this is so gross, I'm sorry, but I had like for 2 months.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. I have been on antibiotics for a sinus infection for like 2 months. And then guess what? Just a little Claritin, and I'm better.
Knocked it right out.
Knocked it right out.
Now, did you say I've had enough?
You were going to say that you got pregnant. Sorry.
And then guess what? Antibiotics made me pregnant.
The Claritin.
Did you say, did you decide on your own, I'm not going to take these goddamn antibiotics anymore, I'm just going to try Claritin?
After, when I went in for the third round, my doctor's like, we're going to just do a big old blood test, and we're going to find out what your deal is. And it turns out, I think, I have little allergies to a bunch of stuff, but I just got a puppy, and he's like, I think that's putting you over the edge. And so I was like, get rid of the puppy in a really cruel way, or take Claritin. I'll take the Claritin.
Did you hide the puppy from the doctor a couple months ago? When did you get the puppy?
I was really open about it. I would show him pictures. I mean, anybody who's like in a room with me for a minute is going to see pictures of my kid and my puppy.
Look at this dander.
Just look at this face. Look at this angle.
What kind of puppy did you get?
Oh, God, everything. We had 2 DNA tests on her. She is... Okay.
To make sure you're not related.
No, that'd be terrible. Let's see. She is like a pit and a boxer, greyhound, chow chow, a Jack Russell Terrier. Like, she's everything.
Wow, so she's a mutt. Was she a rescue?
Her mom was a rescue. She was like tied. The mother was like tied to a post at a gas station in Phoenix, Arizona. And then a friend of the people that adopted the mom dog, they contacted those people or whatever. And so Christmas morning, that dog had 9 puppies. They didn't know that she was pregnant because she was so skinny.
She was pregnant and tied to a gas station pole.
So she got out of Phoenix. That's all I have to say.
Right?
She did what she had to do.
And listen, anyone within the sound of my voice in Phoenix, Arizona, you gotta get out of there. Stephanie, I'm gonna look next to you.
Oh.
At this gentleman.
Oh, lock eyes.
Maybe I mentioned his name a couple seconds ago. Gary Anthony Williams.
Here I am. I'm here. PFT, I'm here and it feels good.
It does feel good, doesn't it?
Right, yeah. I like how that dog was so thin you couldn't tell she's pregnant. Which
so
think
jealous.
of how many, I know, right? How many Hollywooders want that? Because I'm pregnant, guys. I'm giving birth tomorrow. I'm just so thin you can't tell.
9 children.
Yeah. I'm pregnant.
Remember the Octomom, Gary?
Yeah, I remember the Octomom.
We'll get to your news in a second.
Remember her? I remember her.
Where do you think she is today?
I can tell you where she was this morning having hot tea with me.
You guys are having hot tea together.
Yeah. She likes to keep it warm. I don't know where she. Okay, now I'm going to be honest.
Okay, please.
I don't know where she is. Am I concerned about her? If that's one of your questions, yes. Do I know her exact location? No. I don't know where she is.
How old would her 8 children be today?
Thank you for asking that because I keep a diary. The oldest one now is 12 years old.
So you keep a diary of the children, but not the mom.
I keep a diary of their ages, and I keep in touch with them.
Oh,
But
really?
I have no idea where she is now.
What do they all just all seem the same, or do they have different personalities?
Different personalities. It's like a Christmas litter of puppies.
Sure.
They're all special in their own way.
Yeah.
Different personalities, but what does come out is they all have a very even temperament.
I understand, though, they're all named George Foreman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what's to understand about that. But
Gary,
yeah.
I'm going to look away from you.
I want to apologize. Sorry about that.
Apology accepted. This gentleman.
Uh-oh.
Now, this is his first time in the studio with us.
Very nervous. I'm freezing up.
You really are.
Yeah.
Your whole body is clenched.
shaking.
You're shaking?
Yeah. I'll never make it through this.
I'll never make it.
Sorry to not have confidence, but I don't think I'm going to make it.
The last time you heard this guy on our show was live from South by Southwest.
Austin,
Tejas.
Oh, what a time.
We had a great time that time.
That time was one of the best times.
It was. Not one of the worst times.
It is ranked as a time.
Of all times? The Times list?
It's on the Times list. You haven't gotten the list?
His name goes Ryan Gaul.
Hi, everybody.
Now,
great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, of course, when I read your name, it looks like I am a French man.
That's what you get?
But when hear, because of Gaul, but when I hear your name, I think, like the bladder.
Yeah, I'm not French at all. In fact, my dad, I don't care if people mistake me for a French man, but my dad would get really offended because he's English.
Right.
And I'm half English, half Irish. Mm-hmm. And his mother was right off the boat and hated the French because of World War II.
Sure.
So, it goes back. So I'm not going to invite a French guy into my home.
Because he might suck your blood?
Yeah. Do I understand the French correctly?
You might be thinking of vampires.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, it's nice to be here.
Let me ask the table a question. Because Rachel, for many years, was a guy who would always nod and say, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Then when I would see other people, I will never forget this. My friend Mary, I saw her talking to someone, and this person said something, and Mary said, she scrunched up her face and said, I don't know what that is. And I was like, I forgot you could do that.
Yeah.
And you could say, I don't, and no one will laugh in your face if you do that. And so I make myself do it because my instinct is always pretend you know what people are talking about, but I make myself, as much as I can, ask, say, I don't know what that is. Can you tell me what that is? But of course there are times where you're like, I don't give a shit what this is. And I will just nod and say I do. And then this conversation will soon be over. Mm-hmm. So do you guys have an inclination? Do you have do you have an instinct one way or the other? Are you a person who will say, Stephanie, I don't know what that is, please tell me?
No, I will please until I die from pleasing someone, until it poisons my blood and I will just die of, not having offended anybody, except done much more damage.
If that puppy don't get you first.
Oh my God. And you were right. She isn't special. They're all the same temper. No, she's wonderful.
Gary, what's your instinct? What do you do?
There are two people that it's hard for me to say I don't know what that is with my son if he's talking about electronics.
Yeah.
Or computers.
Right.
Because if I go, no, I don't know what that is, and then he'll give me, Dad, come on. How often are you sitting around your computer? You should have messed with that by now. So with him, usually I won't if it's talking about that. Or if it's somebody who's really in the middle of a story, if they're ramping it up and they go, and when Ryan Gaul, right? Of course, Ryan Gaul.
Yeah.
So then I'll just, if it's really ramping, but other than that, I have because there are very few things that I don't know what they are. Very few. I'm super smart.
Sure.
So only if someone's ramping a story or my child's talking about a computer.
I think the story thing is very considerate. You don't want to derail someone's story.
Thanks.
And the something, of course, you have to maintain authority at all times.
Yeah, well, that is a little problematic because there are certain things now, seriously, that he just knows far more than I do
but
about.
You can't let him know that he knows.
He knows that. But so I don't mind letting him know I'm dumb about certain things. Oh, God, did I?
Gary, you got to be on guard.
I effed up. Thank you.
Because what he wants to do is, there's no easy way to say this, kill you and absorb your power.
Right. That was pretty easy.
Fathers and sons.
No, you're right.
Fathers and sons.
Thanks, man.
Ryan, what do you do?
Hey, first of all, there are very few stories that include my name that are not ramping. I want to make that clear. Stories about me are continuously ramping. I fish. I do the, I'll like, if somebody says something, and I'm pretty stupid, so I don't know a lot. So I've learned, I think I'm really good at being like, yeah. And then I'll gauge whether, if they're telling a story, I'm like, I'm going to figure it out through context clues. And then sometimes you get caught, you roll the dice and you get caught and you look like an asshole. But a lot of the times, I'll figure it out as the story goes on. If they go like a story about Ryan Gaul, and I'll be like, yeah, I know. Yeah, he sounds familiar. And I'll throw in that sounds familiar. Right. So I give myself an out if I go, oh, that was somebody else,
Here's what I love about sounds familiar, because it makes you seem so smart.
Right.
You got so many things kicking around in your brain. But it's like, no. Of all the things that I'm absorbing all the time, that has crossed the threshold of my brain.
I just want to say, I want to add that I know you already talked to me, but
it's an all skate now.
That in the past, I feel like the biggest advance I've made as a person in the past, couple years, understanding that the smarter you are, the more you acknowledge you don't know, and that the stupider you are, the less you actually listen to other people. It's like the example of you say to someone I recently went on a trip to Israel, instead of being like, oh, tell me how that was. It's like, oh yeah, I read an article about Israel once. And they just want to tell you because they're so insecure just listening to other people and listening to other people's knowledge and acknowledging they don't know everything. So I think that it's become a staple of, I've done it a lot more because I've noticed that the people I respect the most will be like, I don't know what that is, tell me.
Yeah.
I don't know what Israel is, they'll say.
Yeah.
What is Israel? Do we know?
No.
No one knows, right?
Nobody
Sounds
knows
familiar.
See, he did that.
All right, yeah, cuckoo brainses. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another break. When we return, we will have procured our location from Rachel Bloom, and then we will do that improv like I promised we would. I'm a good guy. We'll be right back. Today's Spontaneanation is sponsored by Howl.fm. What is that? You should know what it is. I feel like I've told you before. Maybe it's your first time listening to the show. Welcome. Let me catch you up. This is an ad for something called Howl.fm. What is Howl.fm? I'll tell you. I know that you're asking. I'm being you. Now I'm being me. It's like Netflix for podcasts. Do you know what Netflix is? If you don't, man, oh man, I'm going to need you to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Go look up what Netflix is. Song parody. What's the song parody? We can't do this. Here's why you want to get Howl.fm. Here's one excellent reason. And there are many, many other reasons. But here's a perfect reason, an immediate reason for you right now. The Comedy Bang Bang live tour is back on Howl this summer. We just did a whole big long tour, 3-week tour, 1 billion shows, and we were uploading them daily. We would do the show, next day it would be up on Howl, and you could hear it without having to be in a place where you don't live. No one wants to be in places where they don't live. We like to be where we live. Don't shit there. That's where you eat. So we're going back out on the road. Me, Scott Aukerman, Lauren Lapkus. 3-part exclusive CBB 2016 tour best of special that we just recorded. Me, Scott, and Lauren. We're sharing our favorite moments from the stage, stories from behind the scenes. Now, I say that in a voice that implies we all had sex with each other. We didn't. 2 of us had sex with 1 of us. What? That's the same, Paul. I'm not going to get into some semantic debate with you. Here, the news stops from the CBB live tour at Comic-Con. I'm not on that one, but still, it's very funny. Montreal, I am on that one. And Australia. What? The other side of the world? If you're not in Australia? Yes. You can't go to Australia. Let's say you can't. Let's say you don't have a disposable income that allows you to just get on a plane and go to the Southern Hemisphere to see a show. You can hear every single performance on Howl the next day. What day will it be to us in Australia? God knows. It's very hard to keep track of where you are in time and space.
In addition to the 2016 live tour with How Premium, you get 42 more Comedy Bang Bang specials along with exclusive access to more than 150 hours of original miniseries and audio documentaries and over 100 comedy albums. There's a lot of great stuff on How. A lot of great stuff. There's all the archives of all your favorite Earwolf shows. And then there's also original series like Super Ego Forgotten Classics. You should check it out. So if you haven't signed up for How yet, use code SPONT. Use the code SPONT, S-P-O-N-T, when you check out on howl.fm. You get a month of How Premium for free. After your full month free trial, it's only $4.99 a month to get all of this exclusive content on your iPhone, your Android, on the web. To redeem your promo code, make sure you create your account on the web. Don't do it on your phone. Do it on the web at howl.fm and enter code SPONT at checkout. That's HOWL.FM. Promo code SPONT for a 1 month free trial of How Premium. Free trial of How Premium. I felt like I was saying those words wrong. It turns out I did a great job. I love you, and I'll see you through your ear canal. These ads are fun. I hope that I enjoy doing them half as much as you enjoy listening to them. That is probably the math on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to do this and get it done. Ooh, what fun. What a fun way to start it off. Hey, soon this will be over. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our location given to us by Rachel Bloom, and that location, every goddamn time. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to aid us in our storytelling, we use 3 sound effects that move us about in time. Let's say we're in a scene, we want to find out what's happening at the exact same time somewhere else. You'll hear this, a meanwhile, if you will. You'll hear this cut to sound effect. Now, Eban Schletter, for the last, I don't know how many episodes, has been doing a little da-da after the cut to sound effect. Did not do it today. I don't know what's going on with that dude. Guys, he kisses the piano. He like kisses it. And then while I'm doing the interview with the guests, he's like making out with it and he says little things to it. It's like Rachel's dad. It's weird. Let's say, did we already forget what the first one was? Good. Let's say we want to travel backwards in time. Someone is having a memory or we're learning how something came to be. We'll hear this flash back sound effect. Rachel, you're a musical person.
Yeah.
Is there any flashbackier sound than that?
No, that's the definition.
Thank you. Let's say we want to return from the flashback to the present day or travel into the mysterious future where all of us are surely dead. You will hear this flash. You'll hear this flash forward sound effect. Rachel, what do you think about that one?
That also could be like a dream sequence.
It could be,
Yeah.
but it won't be.
Okay.
We may have to add a fourth sound effect to cover dreams. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, now that you know those things and you remember them forever, we are going to begin our improv, and our location provided to us by Rachel Bloom is Gabrielle's Quinceañera. Gabrielle's Quinceañera. We take you now to Gabrielle's Quinceañera.
Mr. Ramirez, Miss Ramirez, Miss Ramirez, is she here?
Hello. Hi. My hem got caught in my shoe.
I notice you struggling across the field. I am about to pull up the big piñata, but I don't know where the piñata stick is. I was hoping that you could tell me where the big piñata stick is.
Well, we are from El Salvador, and we hide the stick, and our girl is supposed to find it somewhere in the parking lot, and when she does, she is a woman.
I did not know that. As a quinceañera planner, I did not know. I will see you later. I am going to go and get the guacamole now.
Excuse me, is there Mrs. Ramirez around here?
Oh my goodness, it's me. My other shoe got stuck in my other hem. Oh,
Hey, that's none of my business.
may
and
I
I'm not
borrow your
interested.
elbow?
Hey, yeah. Ow, you're hurting me. You're hurting me.
I was a professional wrestler. I'm so sorry. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to deliver. I've got a string of porta potties. Supposed to deliver for.
Don't be sorry about that. Be proud.
Well, I'm sorry because I was supposed to deliver 8 and we only have 2.
Oh, be very sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Hey, I got these porta potties loaded up on the truck for you, Tom.
Okay, they're going to Ramirez?
All of them are going to Ramirez, all
address.
8 of them.
Okay.
Now, I don't
8?
know if you believe in safety.
Sounds familiar.
I don't believe in it.
Okay.
I'm not going to strap these down.
Okay. Don, can I give you, I just think that we're my dad used to say we're racing with the bulls if we don't strap them down.
You know what, then? Put on your bull running breeches, because that's how it's going to go.
So I didn't realize there's a real windy road getting up here to.
The only thing that makes me madder than having 2 porta potties instead of 8 is hearing your dumbass story about how it was lost.
Well, I thought that giving you a story would help you understand why you do not have 8, and that would help you lessen your anger towards me.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late, my darling. How are you?
It's fine.
Oh, Mr. Ramirez.
Yes.
Beautiful hat.
Thank you.
Huge.
He's from Panama.
Okay. That's it's a great hat. Either way,
I'm going to stop you. Are you the porta potty man?
Yeah. You can see the sign on the side of my truck, Porta Potty Man.
Yes, I am being polite. Rather than just addressing you as a servant, I am asking you what is your job so that I may seem more of a nice person.
I appreciate that.
Yes. How many porta potties do you deliver to this house today?
Well, it's funny. I was just telling your wife. I'm assuming this is
Hold
your
on a
wife.
second. Let me stop you there.
I'm stopped.
Is this going to be funny?
It's a good story.
No, it's not a good story.
Mrs. Ramirez.
Thank you, my darling. See, she knows. I could tell from her face that it's not going to be a funny story.
In my defense, the second time I tell it, it's always a little better.
Oh, I'm putting my chin in my fist and I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Oh, boy.
Don?
Yeah.
I got to ask you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you look pretty good today, first of all.
Hold on just a second. Let me finish feeding the dog.
Oh.
I'm done. Go ahead.
I'm supposed to deliver some, oh man, that dog. Is that, what's in, have you had a DNA test on that dog?
It's got pretty much everything in it. The most important thing is their temperament is even.
Right.
His mom's skinny and pregnant. Now, I've never wanted to make love to a dog before, but if you see this skinny pregnant dog...
Don't you dare make love to this dog.
I'm not going to, but...
Don't you dare make love to this dog.
I'm tempted. Oh, here I go.
Don't you dare make...
Here I go.
You are right. That story was...
I told you.
Very entertaining.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Now listen. You bring only 2 porta potties to my daughter's Quinceañera.
Yeah, I mean, I will have an opportunity later to go back along the road. I did drop off the other 6 at certain, not drop, but they dropped off my truck / van.
I'm going to stop you again.
Stopped.
The reason we... Thank you for confirmation. The reason we order 8 porta potties is not because we have an extensive guest list. We have a very small crowd, but each porta potty serves a purpose.
Okay.
Okay. There are 8 reasons we need a porta potty. 8 different reasons. Number 1 is for urine.
Number 2 is for the other part.
What's it? Number 1's for urine.
That's right.
You mean people go number...
Number 1, the first porta potty.
The first one's for pee.
Is only for urine.
Is urination.
The second one's for... crapping?
Yeah,
defecation.
You're in the business. I would hope you'd be able to spit out that
Why are you
word.
being so modest about this?
I don't know. I mean, how old...
Human shit. It's for human shit.
How old's your daughter?
She's
15.
Okay.
It's a Quinceañera.
My daughter was in diapers until she was 16, so I'm not judging. I don't know if she even uses the
I'm
porta potty.
judging.
I'm judging this. 16 years old.
Yeah.
That's a very long time. Why I asked you, would a daughter be in his diapers until he's 16?
Kelly?
Yeah?
How How you doing in there? I can hear you in there, but I don't know what.
Yeah, I'm just getting all my craps out before the school dance.
Okay.
Because I don't want to wear my diaper, and I think
Mr. Johnson, is Kelly ready for the dance yet?
Don't tell him.
Daryl, I told you to stay downstairs on the first floor.
Sorry, I have a thing about going up steps.
How did you get up here? This is the 6th floor.
Yeah, I walked, dude. Look at my calves.
Those are nice calves.
Thanks. Is your daughter ready or not?
I'll be right out. I'm just powdering my nose.
She's powdering her nose. She's shitting. Get downstairs.
Hey, Dad.
I'm sorry, the damn house is so echoey. You heard that?
Yeah.
I literally whispered to him.
Dad.
I'm sorry, just finish your shit. I mean, your powdering of your nose.
You know what? Today's the day I finally stop.
What? You're only 16. Give yourself some time. Enjoy it. Trust me.
No, you know what? I've been hiding it for too long. It's time for me to give my poo to the poo spirits in the poo hole.
Dude, whoa.
I told you to get downstairs.
I'm OUT out of here.
Poo spirits, get the fuck over here right now.
Yes, what's going on?
Did you hear what she said? She said it's the day she's going to stop pooping in her diaper and she's going to go in the poo toilet.
Down the poo hole for us to get stronger and
Bye-bye,
stronger.
poo-poo. Bye-bye, pee-pee.
What happens to us?
Oh, it's a good question. Thanks for raising your hand. We're going to get so powerful, we're going to be able to control this entire
You're
neighborhood.
such a brown noser. Why you raise your hand?
I just wanted to know.
Well, you've been around the longest, you're the weakest. But once that poo hits your stream, oh, the power of poo.
The power of poo.
The power of poo.
That went off on a weird tangent.
I'm sorry.
Don't you believe in these spirits?
Well, that's like saying, do you believe in rice? It just is.
Mr. Ramirez, Mrs. Ramirez, I cannot find your daughter.
What, is she in the parking lot looking for the stick tool?
I looked in the parking lot. I look where I found the stick myself. I look where the stick is hidden. I cannot find your daughter.
Listen, that might not be a problem because since you found the stick, it's your quinceañera.
My quinceañera.
That's right. Our daughter will turn up eventually. She run away all the time.
I never had the quinceañera. I
never?
was too poor to age.
How old do you consider yourself now?
The last time I counted my age was at the age of 5. After that, my father died, my mother got sick, and she never let us age.
This may
We
not
were
be a
too
good
poor.
time. Can somebody sign off on these 2 porta potties so I can get it? I mean, not that the story isn't great, but I think it's a cultural difference. I'm not invested.
Let me tell you something. What is your name?
Don Gibbons.
If you order something from a store and they do not deliver what you ask for, what do you do?
Like Amazon?
Like Amazon.com.
And then, I'd probably, like if I ordered 8 reams of paper and 2 reams were delivered, I'd be patient.
You would be patient.
I'd be patient, and I'd probably send them an email or something and say, like, I assume that you guys had a rough day, and maybe the other 6 are on the way. I'm not going to...
Kelly, get in here. We just got this email from Mr. Don Johnson.
Gosh, an email. Let me put down my beverage.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a fiery email. We didn't send him any of the things that he ordered the other day.
Oh, shoot.
Well, he actually sent us a candygram hoping that we have a better day.
Oh, my God.
This guy's one of the most patient people I've ever seen.
Guys, it finally happened. Someone finally ordered a candygram again.
Oh, my God.
It's this guy, Don Joan Johnson.
Don Joan Johnson.
Don Joan Johnson?
Oh,
name.
God bless him.
Oh, my God.
We haven't had a customer in decades.
My kids are going to get Christmas presents this year.
We're going to make a candygram. So I just say you get more with sugar than you do with...
More what?
Money back for the missing
More
porta potties?
Yeah, more porta potties that you did order.
I'm asking for a little forgiveness and that you'll give me some time to go out into the woods and find if I
Find the what?
Find the what?
Find the what?
We are very curious, Don. What you going to find in the woods?
Find the porta potty. I mean, they dropped off the van.
They dropped off in the past on the freeway, I assume.
Oh, I didn't take the freeway.
Don, did you drive through this forest with these porta potties?
I put in your address in the Waze, and I couldn't. It said non-freeways, and I ended up coming.
He does not know.
He went to the forest with the porta potty.
You did not know about the lady of the forest. She's out there right now.
Look, I think up ahead. I think I see something. Who's this? Oh, hello.
Hi.
We're just hiking through these woods. Does this belong to someone?
Oh my God, this is my forest. It's so good to see you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God, I was just sitting down to watch the movie Dave on this tree trunk. Do you guys want to watch it with me?
What's a movie on a tree
Where
trunk?
Kevin Kline pretends to be the president?
Yeah. It's the only movie that I've ever seen.
She sounds fine. I mean, did you watch?
She is not fine. She makes people watch the movie Dave with her on the VHS.
On the tree trunk.
I thought
It's 2.5 hours.
It's a pretty good movie.
It's a very slim story for 2.5 hours.
In 90 minutes, would that be fine?
I know. I just assumed a lady of the woods. It was going to be somebody who like kills you or eats you.
No, she just makes you watch the movie over and over again on the tree trunk.
Then she asks you all about the IMDb page of Sigourney Weaver. And if you cannot answer her filmography in order, the lady takes you.
Takes you where?
To a dark place.
What? Like literally a dark place to watch another movie?
It is.
Shoot, I don't know. She's a contemporary of Meryl Streep's, and I always get them confused. So, Kramer versus Kramer?
No!
Oh, okay.
That's Meryl Streep again.
Time for you to go to the dark place.
Thanks, Bruno.
So yes, it's a I think literally a dark place, but also it's not good.
Yeah, the way you described it definitely sounded evil or something like that.
It's pretty evil, yes.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I don't think I ran into her.
Well,
did you think that maybe she took your daughter?
Mr. Ramirez, my telephone, the text is going off on the telephone. It's your daughter. She says she is trapped.
Trapped in the woods?
She did not say. She pinged it. I can follow the ping.
Follow the ping.
I will follow the ping.
We must connect. And by the way, so sorry to do this on the day of your quinceañera.
Oh, that is okay.
You think before you guys go off, somebody could sign off on these two porta potties?
Don, I am afraid you must come with us into the woods.
You're the only one who knows where the potty potties are.
Don's going to be mad if I'm home late, but you know what? Don, my boss. I told you a story about him.
I thought your name was Don.
No.
Isn't your name Don John Johnson?
Your name is Don Johnson.
His name is Don.
No, my name is Don Joan Johnson. My
Your boss's name is also Don
Johnson.
Just straight up Don Johnson.
How dare you not act like this is a confusing thing? How dare you look at
Who
her?
did you think you are?
I've had a day, okay? I lost 6 porta potties in a magic wooded area with
Don John Johnson! We have lost our daughter!
All right, let's go find her.
I can see the tracks of your truck have come through here in the woods.
Priscilla!
Priscilla, darling!
Priscilla, it's your parents!
Hey,
Priscilla
Priscilla.
Ramirez. It's getting stronger. The ping is getting stronger.
Priscilla! Mama!
Don John Johnson, please stop doing that. Please stop saying pong.
I thought I could help by ping.
It does not make it any better.
It doesn't make it any better.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
I get confused with technology.
It is the lady.
Okay, so it's Alien, but then what was the sequel?
The sequel was Aliens.
Yeah.
We're still alive. We're still in a
still
light
alive.
place.
Wait a minute. Let me try something. This has never been done before. Lady of the Woods.
So,
What was the next film in the Aliens franchise starring Sigourney Weaver?
Man, the tables have turned.
Oh, sí, las mesas han regresado, sí.
Yeah.
I think it was Alien Resurrection.
Lady of the Woods. You are incorrect.
What?
It was Alien Cubed Little 3, directed by David Fincher.
Where's our daughter? Where's our daughter? You must
Where is our daughter? We have bested you at your own contest.
This is what happens when you only see one movie but memorize the IMDb page. Your daughter's with Bruno in the dark place.
Bruno.
Who's
It's the voice that says time to go to the dark place. His name's Bruno.
Oh, I did not know he had a name.
Yeah, his name's Bruno.
Bruno, it's time to practice my dance again for the Quinceañera. It's sort of like an ancient, like, Spanish dance.
You know, Bruno knows every dance.
Well,
It is time to do it.
all right.
But be careful in here. There are no lights. No light enters the dark place.
I don't want to trip on the stalagmite.
I hear footsteps up above us on the ground.
I hear my parents.
I hear a lady tripping in her skirt tail.
That's my mama. She never gets things tailored professionally.
Hey, do you guys hear something under us? Listen, it's an old miner's trick. Put your ear to the dirt.
Oh, okay.
It's also just an old trick, but miners would use it the reverse.
Who are the other people
That
who
just
use it?
seems like
out of
instinct.
curiosity?
You could use it like worm hunters.
He said worm hunters.
I hear an ear going down to the ground.
Mama!
I must tell you before you call for your mama.
Oh, it's too late.
I have fallen in love with you. And I wish you not to leave.
But I'm 15 and you're 40 billion years old.
There is no age in darkness.
And we...
Yeah, there's something going on. That could be worms, but it could also be two people singing a love song.
Let me stop you again, Don John Johnson. I feel as if I'm being very rude.
Don Joan Johnson.
This is what I say.
I hear
You
you.
felt that the singing could have been worms?
Hey, have you ever gone worm hunting?
I must say I have not.
Because I worm hunted for 13 years back in the late 70s. 13 years in the late 70s.
13 years in the late 70s, even though a decade is only 10 years.
That sounds familiar.
And the late part of a decade is, you're unemployable. You're unemployable.
I do have something. I had the stick from the piñata. Perhaps we could poke it down into the ground
And keep
and
digging.
find out if it's worms or not.
Lady of the Woods, please, we want our daughter. We have bested you in the IMDb Sigourney Weaver contest.
I know that we're not a president who died in a shower. And I know that we're not a man who looks like that president and has to fake being that president in order to keep the country going.
He doesn't die in the shower. He has a
dies
heart
in
attack
bed.
while he's having sex with his mistress.
Honey, have you never seen Dave?
Some
You
people
haven't
call.
seen Dave?
Oh no, maybe you haven't been having your shower.
This whole time we've been talking about Dave and you've been nodding.
Why
Like,
would
oh
you-
yeah, I've seen it.
Why would you say you've seen Dave?
Querida, why did you pretend to see Dave?
Why did you put it?
I'm running away.
Chase her! All right. Stop!
Oh, a porta potty! Ah!
Oh, no.
Porta potty. She ran into the porta potty and knocked herself cold. Is she alive, Mr. Ramirez? Is she alive?
Well, let me knock on the door and see. Darling, are you alive in the porta potty?
I am. I'm just not interested in Dave.
That's fine, my darling, but we do it to save our daughter from a dark realm in the supernatural place.
On any other day it would be fine, but today I feel I have cursed our chances.
Hey guys, let's leave her in there because she's going through a thing. So
I wish I had a diaper.
Okay.
Do you guys want to know why I sit in the woods watching the movie Dave?
Jess, I do.
I am curious now.
Because my parents were the ADs on the movie Dave, and they died on set, and it was covered up by the production company. And so I sit in the woods watching Dave, hoping that maybe someday I'll find some new parents.
So they hired us to do the fire pyrotechnics.
We don't even know how to pronounce it, much less do it. And we're new parents too, but so we
I
need the
love
money.
her. She's the love of my life, and I have some a vodka and a match. And is that gonna work?
Yeah, I got a can of hairspray.
Guys, we're burning daylight here. Let's just get this
yeah.
done and get out of here.
This is, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but this is a big Hollywood movie.
Oh gosh,
So-
that set me on track. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that's why we wore our wedding clothes.
Yeah. You said you have vodka and a match.
And a daughter too. Don't forget.
Yes, a
So this
newborn
means a
daughter.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not so concerned about that. I'm more concerned about this explosion we have to have. How much time do we have left?
We're burning daylight. Daylight's burning. This is not the Abbey Singer.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess we have no choice but to go ahead with what you guys can offer.
All right, we'll do it, but please promise me something.
Yep.
If this explosion doesn't go well, please don't include it in the final cut of the movie Dave.
People should enjoy the movie.
They should.
That is a horrible story.
Even to the end, they just cared about the movie because they knew how good and heartwarming it was.
This is why there is no explosion in the movie Dave.
Yeah, it was this whole scene where he caught some drug smuggling. It was an entire D story. They cut out the entire D story.
Oh, man.
Do you know
yeah.
what I think?
Darling, you're back.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
back.
Hey.
I grew up in that bathroom, much like my daughter is growing up at her quinceañera. And you, and I think, young lady, you.
Maybe.
I want to dig my daughter out of this mass grave that's underneath your feet right here. Believe me, that's top priority.
Using the piñata stick.
But I also want you to be quinceañera that day.
Darling, are you suggesting a triple quinceañera?
Yes, yes, I am.
You're going to need a lot of bathrooms for that.
Well, I found one.
Hey, look behind that. There's the other 6.
There, I see them all.
Oh, that's 6, 7, 8.
8.
There's 9 in all.
Oh, some days are magic.
Well, I don't know much about the world, but couldn't we just do a quinceañera out here in the woods?
Let me get digging with the stick, and I will get your daughter. Or my name is it Hector.
She's free. My darling daughter. Today, you shared your quinceañera with the Lady of the Woods.
Hi.
And of course, Hector.
Hey,
Oh, Hector.
don't forget about Don Johnson.
And Don John Johnson.
Can somebody sign this, please? I'm going to get in trouble from Don Johnson.
Don John Johnson. It would be my great pleasure.
And it all happened in a place called Gabrielle's Quinceanera. That's right. Her name was Gabrielle. But I mean, you know, parents don't say their daughter's name all the time. That would be weird.
Maybe the lady of the spirit was
Sure.
Gabrielle.
Yeah.
Maybe they were all Gabrielle.
They're all Gabrielle.
Rachel Bloom, would you like to tell people about anything? When people are going to be hearing this, it's going to be the end of July. Is there anything that you would like to let them know? Congratulations on season 2 of your program.
You can watch. Hopefully by then the episodes will be on Netflix. Mm-hmm. Also, end of July, I'll know if I've been nominated for an Emmy or not. So if I haven't, someone go to my house because I'm probably swinging from a noose, and someone needs to come cut me down.
It's Emmy or nothing.
Yeah, I'm going all. That's the campaign. If you don't vote for me, I'll full on kill myself. So,
Well, there you go,
You know,
guys. It won't be a gesture.
Yeah.
It will be a follow through.
Yep, I believe in 100%. Or
And where can people find you online? Should they wish to find you, and should you wish to be found?
it's my Twitter handle's Rachel Does Stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can we're on, it's a musical, so our albums are on iTunes.
That's right.
Volume 1 and Volume 2, because we had 49 songs the first season, so we had to break it up into 2 albums. It's a lot of songs. And buy it and watch it. It's a good show, and if you can't find it on Netflix or Hulu, it's on iTunes. Just pay for it on iTunes and Amazon.
Worth every penny. I give it the official Spontaneanation endorsement.
Thanks.
Ryan, same questions.
What was the question?
Where can people find you online? What would you like to promote?
Ryan F. Gaul is my Twitter handle. And check out Bajillion Dollar Properties.
That's right.
Starring Paul F. Tompkins and myself and some other very talented people. And CISO.
That's right.
CISO.
CISO.com.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
All right.
Good night.
Stephanie Courtney. All the same things.
All right. I do a show every week at the Groundlings Theater, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. It's called The Crazy Uncle Joe Show. Mm-hmm. You've done it. Please do it.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's a lovely festival of fun. And that's, see me there.
There you go.
That's so simple.
Online, you don't give a shit about that.
I don't, but you know my twiddle. My twiddle.
I know your twiddle. I know your twiddle.
I'm hopeless. It's something like, what is it, Steph Courts at twitterexplosion.net.
It's just at Steph Courts.
Well, try it. Try that address.
Try Steph Courts at twitterexplosion.net. Gaul.
Yo, man.
What
Gary
would you like to
Anthony-
tell us?
Hey, Twitter at Gary A. Williams. Instagram at Gary Anthony Williams. That's how I do it. You can catch me the last Saturday of every month at Largo in the Black version.
That's right.
Oh, that's
Fantastic
tomorrow
show.
night.
It's tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow night in our time.
That's right. People listening to this will have missed it if they didn't know about it beforehand.
Right. But you can still come to the next one.
There you go. I hope you'll add a fourth name for Snapchat. Eban Schletter, you can find him online at the usual places under his name, Eban Schletter, EBANSCHLETTER. Seek out Eban's non-spontaneanation work and enjoy it, pursue it, purchase it, digest it, because Eban Schletter is only the best. Watch No You Shut Up on television Thursdays, 10 p.m. on the Fusion Network.
Editor's note: the television program No You Shut Up has been canceled.
You can catch up on previous episodes online. Just go to YouTube, guys. They're up on YouTube. You can see our full episodes up there. We do this show live once a month at Largo, first Saturday of every month. The next episode will have the hilarious Dan Adut, Tim Baltz, and Tawny Newsom, our friends from Bajillion Dollar Properties. And our guest will be Desmond Borges from You're the Worst. This is going to be a fun show. Tickets are available at paulftompkins.com/live. Thank you to Earwolf for hosting the show. Thank you to engineer Ryan and secretly engineer Stacy for engineering us all the way to the end of the show, which this is. Goodbye forever. Until next week, this is Paul F. Tompkins saying, Semper in Presenti.
Thanks again to CISO for sponsoring today's show. If you love Community and or Rick and Morty, you have to watch CISO's new original series, Harmon Quest. Harmon Quest is a comedic improv animated live-action journey into the hilarious world of fantasy role-playing with Dan Harmon and his comedy companions, Spencer Crittenden, Aaron McGathy, and Jeff B. Davis. Guest stars and fellow adventurers include Chelsea Peretti, Aubrey Plaza, Thomas Middleditch, Steve Agee, Ron Funches, me, and so many more. Dan Harmon, creator of Community, Rick and Morty, and Harmontown, brings you Harmon Quest. It's like nothing else you'll see on TV, streaming, or anywhere else. Dan Harmon and team embark on an epic adventure of dragon slaying and chivalry as they attempt to save the world from evils and other such things. You can watch every episode of Harmon Quest on CISO right now. Go to CISO.com and use promo code HarmonQuest to get 2 months free. Yeah, that's an extra month on top of the already free trial. CISO is stacked with new original comedies, classic series, and loads of stand-up specials. They have every episode of SNL, the entire Monty Python catalog, and so much more. Start your free trial today.
Now here it is!
Hey everyone, this is Scott Aukerman of Comedy Bang Bang. I want to tell you that Now Hear This is a brand new podcast festival that's happening this fall. Get ready for a weekend of live performances and opportunities to meet your favorite podcasters.
People of Earth!
Now Hear This will feature podcasting titans like me, Scott Aukerman, doing Comedy Bang Bang Live, in addition to How Did This Get Made, WTF with Mark Maron, with special guest Lauren Lapkus, Brilliant Idiots, and more being announced all the time, including plenty more Earwolf and non-Earwolf favorites.
Lock the gate!
It's all happening in Anaheim, California, October 28th through the 30th. You'll get Halloween off, don't worry. Buy your tickets now and get all the details at nowhearthisfest.com.
This has been an Earwolf production. Executive producers Scott Aukerman, Chris Bannon, and Paul F. Tompkins. For more media and content, go to earwolf.com